And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 668. Today is Wednesday, February 24th, 2021, and I'm King, here to bridge the gap between the community and crypto every day, Monday through Friday at 10ish. And today's top stories: Microstrategy purchases another $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, now owns 90,000 Bitcoin. Square double downs on Bitcoin, investing another $170 million. Congress worries crypto used to fund domestic terrorism, Capitol insurrection. Crypto on-ramp hits Opera browser following simplex integration. And Brave unveils plans for DEX aggregator and NFT wallet in next browser. But first and foremost, of course, let's go ahead and check out these prices to see if I can actually pull them up as I try to pull out this chat box all at once, since everything is working. There we go. Chat box is working today. I love to see that. Hello. What's up, everybody? Here's these prices. Prices of the day. Bitcoin, of course, the green day finally. Bitcoin coming in at $49,230, up 2.87%. Ethereum's at $1,631, up 6.3%. Ripple at 46 cents, up 1.77%. Stellar at 40 cents, up 4.82%. Let's see, we have Cardano, $1.01, up 5.22%. Chainlink, $27.41, up 5.21%. Litecoin at $180, up about 3.48%. So all in all, almost all cryptos for the most part up and down, anywhere from 3 to 5% on average. And this is, again, one of those things where we talk about when you compare altcoins to Bitcoin pairing, they are not going up. This is a reason why, where if you have been heavy into altcoins right now and you receive, 5% on your altcoin pairing, as well as the 5% on the Bitcoin, you are losing out on Bitcoin. You're just getting more USD because that price, or the amount of Bitcoin, price per Bitcoin, went up already. So you can kind of see what we talk about here. Today is a good day to kind of exemplify that, to where all those 5% gains are not the same in regards to Bitcoin. But on the flip side, again, as a trading strategy, I just said it yesterday when I said some of these coins that dip so significantly would not continue to dip for 72 hours straight or whatever. This is kind of showing proof of that. So for those who are traders, I'm trying to get you in that mindset of how this cycle kind of goes and how the trend goes. If it goes down 20, 30, 40%, back-to-back days, multiple days, over and over again, I think as long as the project still has great, principles behind it, it relatively should bounce back. So something to consider. All right, to give some shout outs for the day. Let me see this. See, this chat box is full. What is going on, Antonio? Leroy Forbes, Madam Crypto, Candace Blanton, Marcellus Love, Fumble the Face, Latasha Ray, Sean L, Blues Lover, Morning Crypto Holders, Tessa Hall, Jiu-Jitsu Crypto E, Diva Style, Isaiah Workman, Blues Lover, I think I said that, Lisa Lee, Philip Shaw, Edward K, Reno Marcus, Andre Durden, said, love to catch you live. I must be late for work. There we go. Tommy Brown, Kairos Action, P-Man Van. Oh, shout out to P-Man Van. He sent that T-Rex sound over yesterday, so we have a good dino sound for the next one. I appreciate that, P-Man. What's going on, Ashley? Robles 001 from Miami. Market pumping. I feel bad for the weak heads who sold. There we go. What's up, Cryptonomics? Brown Bujita, Lucy. All right, I think I got most people. Make sure you smash that like and share, please. Let's go ahead and get the morning started off with a lot of likes. Isaiah said, bought in yesterday, Bitcoin, Cardano, Chainlink, all long-term plays. Wake me up in 6 months, big bets. That is the way you do it right there. You come in on a bloody day, you buy out what you want, and you don't look at it again for about 4 to 6 months or something like that, and check on it after that time. And if something just happens to go crazy, then you have your sell indicators. Eric Brooks, James Adams, KB NYC, Alfonso Clark, and the real Swinning. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and get these stories going. Bullish sentiment, people. The party is not stopping anytime soon. Microstrategy purchases another $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, now owns 90,000 Bitcoin. That's right. CEO Michael Saylor said the firm didn't intend to slow down the rate of its Bitcoin acquisitions after buying another $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. Again, we're over here worried about our paltry sums in the market, and this guy is doubling down with billions of dollars. But business intelligence firm Microstrategy increases Bitcoin holdings by 27% on February 24th. He did it early this morning. What's you doing on Asian trading time? What's going on? After purchasing an additional 19,452 coins. People, how many of us wish we could purchase a cool 19,452 Bitcoin overnight, taking its total Bitcoin haul to 90,531 Bitcoin. Announced on the company's website on Wednesday, the coins were reportedly purchased for approximately $52,765 per coin, equating to an outlay of just over $1 billion. So they have that approximate number, and I'm assuming they said approximate. They didn't say on average. That means they must be going through a Coinbase, right? They're going through a Coinbase, a Binance, someone big who can handle these type of transactions and give them an actual set price. So that's interesting for one to see that it was done at this price point because we slipped to $48,000. Right now we're back up to $49,000. Like even buying a $1 billion buy for an additional 19,452 Bitcoins at a $52,000 price point keeps the price point about where it's at right now. And again, I would shout out to whoever sold them that because it did not affect the market in a strong positive or negative way. As we can see, we're still sitting here at $50,000 going sideways. But MicroStrategy Incorporated CEO Michael Saylor said the firm's focus was now twofold: grow its analytics software enterprise and buy more Bitcoin. Shout out to Saylor for that, because that would be my goal too. Work on what we already have, which is this analytics software. With cryptocurrency, as we move into this digital future, software is of the most importance as well as data. And then he just said buy more Bitcoin. Seems like a very easy game plan to me as far as your future. And again, if you have billions of dollars, I don't see why you're not doing it. Saylor said the company remains focused on our two corporate strategies: growing our enterprise analytics software business and acquiring and holding Bitcoin. Again, this has been 6 months. Again, MicroStrategy has been in the market for 6 months since it announced its first $250 million investment in Bitcoin. And from that $250 million, they got bit by the Bitcoin bug, and they went on to spend in excess of $4 billion total thus far. That is crazy, people. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And again, it's a bullish sentiment because no one is throwing billions of dollars at any dead project or anything they don't think their money can be stored in or where they think they can get their money back at. So, Timothy Grigsby said Michael Saylor wants to thank all the weak hands from earlier this week. Fumble to face their resistance around 51K. Why not you? Hey, finally able to catch this live. Crypto is the future. There we go. Juice Man said Queen City in the house. All right. I will succeed. King Bless. Jamonte checking in. Love the show, brother. Been tuning in since you popped up my timeline. Hey, shout out to my guy, Jamonte. We go way back, like 4 flats on the Cadillac, or is it a Cadillac with 4 flats? And I'll leave it there. That's my guy, though. Shout out to you, Jamonte. Hey, man, you're always the same. But again, people, this is crazy right here. MicroStrategy in the news again for another Bitcoin buy, totaling their Bitcoins, as you can see, to 90,531 Bitcoin. And it is only February of 2021. People, take this out. February of 2021, and we're still talking about the same companies buying multiple $1 billion of Bitcoin. Now, here's the deal. Let's say the price does drop to some catastrophic level, whatever. They're not going to sell. They have to hold with us. Do you understand what $1 billion or multiple $1 billion, if they were to receive a 40 to 50 to 60% drop? Now, I'm not saying they would. Possibly they'll sell it at the 30% mark, 40% mark, right? But if they're actually learning about crypto, they might just say, we'll hold it. So again, I don't see them even allowing the price to go that low. I think if the price does slip even more, let's say we go below 25,000, I think they will really double or triple down and come back the next day like, all right, we got $4 billion we're going to throw at the price. Like, we are going to keep pumping this thing and keep believing in this thing until it becomes mainstream, and people have no choice but to rely on it. So those are my thoughts on that. It looks like Square and Jack Dorsey is on the same track. Square doubled down on Bitcoin, investing another $170 million. Jack Dorsey Square now owns roughly 3,318 more Bitcoin. Again, people, all these billionaires are not leaving the fiat market where their money is safe to reinvest into Bitcoin or any other digital currency if they don't actually believe in it, especially this amount of money, right? Square has purchased approximately 3,318 Bitcoins at an aggregate purchase price of $170 million. The company said in a public statement on Tuesday, adding, quote, combined with Square's previous purchase of $50 million in Bitcoin, this represents approximately 5% of Square's total cash equivalents, and marketable securities as of December 31st, 2021. Now, this is big news because a lot of these, financial companies, advisory companies, wealth management, equity, all this good stuff, they're saying things like, first, of course, don't invest in cryptocurrency at all. Then it got to, okay, 2% of your portfolio. Now you have institutions or credit companies, institutional companies like Square say, no, we were going as high as 5%. That is crazy because Square, again, big company, a lot of money into it. We know Jack Dorsey's a billionaire, but when you start talking about BlackRock, where they have $1.9 trillion under assets, and you say 5% of that, now you're talking about billions of dollars off of one buy. So again, I like to look at those percents, whether this is a percent swing when it comes to trading, or the percent of some of these buys and percent of total stake from the company, and to have 5% of your total cash and cash equivalents investing in Bitcoin says a lot. And we know Jack is here to stay, and this pretty much proves it. Again, this is a big deal coming from an established company already. Again, aligned with the company's purpose, Square believes that cryptocurrency is an instrument of economic empowerment, providing a way for individuals to participate in a global monetary system and secure their own financial future. Square noted in the statement, the investment is a part of Square's ongoing commitment to Bitcoin, and the company plans to assess its aggregate investment in Bitcoin relative to its other investments on an ongoing basis. Again, shout out to Jack Dorsey. In fact, let's give him a hand clap. Jack, since he entered the Bitcoin space, and see, shout out to Jack too. This is the difference between this billionaire and some other billionaires. Since he entered the space, he's been putting his money where his mouth is, not only as far as his own Bitcoin buying for himself or his company, but also reaching out to the community. Like, the guy has been in the community. We know he just partnered with Jay-Z, and they're going to do whatever they're going to do across overseas. But I mean, he was one of the first few people who shouted out Bitcoin Zay's book on his Twitter. So give him a shout. I mean, literally, he shouted out YouTubers, influencer, a thought leader in the space's book on his own Twitter, the creator of Twitter. So shout out to Jack Dorsey. That's reaching back to the community. He goes to the clubhouse meetings. He's in some of these rooms where people are just sitting down talking about Bitcoin and the future of the economy. He actually sits, listens, he's a thoughtful person. So again, shout out for Jack Dorsey. That's what I mean by he's actually putting his money where his mouth is. He's not just online talking about his Bitcoin buys. And and to each his own, because the first one we covered, Microstrategy, Michael Saylor, he's actually, while it might not be to the retail investors, he's out there on their credit side and on the institutional side, also beating the drum for Bitcoin. So shout out to both of them. What's going on? Quarter Crawler Hawk said Doge to the moon. You might have missed that early Doge pump, so you might have to wait a few months for that one, but it will definitely pump again. Will it hit that all-time high? We'll see. What's going on? Notes from Jude. Juice Man said, I like Exodus and Gemini. Oh, JC Reddick III, what's going on? Andre Durden. Oh, where the likes though? Do we gotta slow down the show? Do I gotta pull a Bitcoin Zay over here? Come on, people. I'm seeing a ton of names in this comment section. I'm not checking the likes today. I am trusting you all. I know you about to smash that like. It is a free way to pay us and to let the algorithm do the rest, and the advertisers will come in and take care of us, and we can keep giving you these daily streams. All right. We called this one. I have to say we called this many times. I think dating back to early 2018 when the regulators came in, I said first will be regulation. And then once they figure out they really can't control Bitcoin, they're going to pull that card. We all know that card. Hey, everything was good I don't know. I said one wrong thing and all of a sudden I made you feel uncomfortable. I don't know. We know the card. They're going to pull that card, and that card is Congress worries crypto used to fund domestic terrorism, capital insurrection. Now, before I even get started on this article, say it ain't so. Crypto is used for terrorism, not just terrorism, but terrorism in our country at the Capitol steps. People, whether this story is true or not, it is a non-starter. Again, we already know cryptocurrency as a whole has been used in less than 2% of illicit transactions. So people aren't using crypto. Secondly, even if it were used, this is one off event, or let's add 1 plus 99,999. Let's say this was 100,000 events of terrorism used by Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. It still lessens what's being used from fiat currency. Like, you just add whatever number you to it, and it's still less than fiat currency. And last but not least, which we'll get into, criminals don't use Bitcoin, people. Like, they keep talking about criminals and Bitcoin in the same sentence. I know a lot of people are new to this space, but privacy coins are all the rage. Everyone knows it. Monero, Zcash, those type of coins that are truly untraceable are the rage for criminals and everybody else who really want to maintain their anonymity. I said that word wrong, I'm pretty sure, as it was coming out of my mouth. For everyone who wants to remain anonymous, use privacy coins. People who actually are real criminals don't use Bitcoin, all right? But again, this is U.S. Congress subcommittee says that the bank reporting methods led to Capitol attack arrests, but worries that Bitcoin might have helped fund the insurrection. Again, even if Bitcoin did help fund it, just like bank records, you can find out who used it, which it looks like they actually did in this article. So again, it's a FUD piece at its finest. But again, a U.S. Congress subcommittee is investigating if domestic extremists are turning to cryptocurrency as a source of their funds for their activities. On February 25th, the Subcommittee on National Security, International Development, and Monetary Policy will hold a hearing titled Dollars Against Democracy. You hear this? Dollars Against Democracy. They are literally trying to paint this as an enemy. Dollars Against Democracy, Domestic Terrorist Financing in the Aftermath of Insurrection. A committee memorandum ahead of the hearing stated that as scrutiny by traditional banks and payment platforms increases, extremists are turning to solicitations of cryptocurrencies. First and foremost, if we're calling them extremists, let's do to what we do to every other extremist around the planet. Kill them. Should have killed them the day they rushed the Capitol. Whoever they were, you should have just killed them, because that's what the United States does with extremists. I've been in the military. We kill extremists. There's no in between on this. Like, it's gang. So I'm not even sure why we're calling them extremists and writing and talking about it when it already went down. So it is what it is on that one. That's pretty interesting that we're actually calling these people extremists now, but we let them all live. So that's weird to me. That's not like the U.S., but whatever. That happened. They are extremists, as they were saying, and they're turning to solicitations of cryptocurrencies. And the reason why I'm making it this black and white is just to show you the word soup they're saying is making zero sense. But this memorandum lumps cryptocurrencies with other potential avenues for illicit activity financing, including crowdfunding. Oh, that's that ICO. They ain't like that. Charities and social media platforms. Again, anything that can go against the status quo. Social media platforms. Organizing. You don't want people to communicate and organize. Whether good or bad, this is that slippery slope. Two main incidents are used to suggest crypto may have helped fund the Capitol insurrection. Specifically, on December 8th, a French extremist who committed suicide sent 28.15 Bitcoin worth $522,000 at the time of transfer to 22 addresses, with many belonging to known far-right activists and internet personalities. More than 250,000 of the Bitcoin he sent went to activist Nick Fuentes, who was identified as being at the Capitol during the insurrection, although he expressly denies entering the building. First and foremost, I guess we're on the wrong side of the party line if people throwing influencers $250,000 worth of Bitcoin. Hey, what's going on, Warriors? All this time, Warriors? I didn't know y'all had this type of money. But no, seriously, let's point out in this story that even if this is true, right? Let's say that this Bitcoin was actually sent. For one, so what? He could have sent cash. He just chose Bitcoin because it was a quicker means, right? There are all different types of ways to actually send the value of that money, the value of $522,000 without actually sending Bitcoin. But whatever, let's say he actually used Bitcoin and this happened in December. It's February, so in less than 2 months, we were able to identify the Bitcoin sender and the receiver and the amount they received. Good old-fashioned police work, people. That, there it is. It's not anonymous. It's pseudo-anonymous, and clearly criminals aren't using it to the best of their ability because they're getting caught. So if this story is true, this is still a non-starter article. People sent Bitcoin the same as you could a bank transfer or something. In the same way, you were able to trace it back to the sender and to the recipient and figure out the amount used. Now, again, this person is saying that they didn't receive it. And then the other source cited by the memorandum was a live video of the Capitol protests on the video streaming platform DLive, which the streamer received approximately $222 in cryptocurrency tips. They are talking about $222 in cryptocurrency tips. According to the document, the platform has paid out hundreds of thousands of dollars to extremists since its founding. The platform was purchased by peer-to-peer file sharing service BitTorrent, which is in turn owned by the Tron Foundation. So here's the thing. They're saying BitTorrent purchased DLive. I didn't know that. And you know what? Shout out to DLive. We actually jumped on the DLive platform for all of 24 hours back in probably 2017. The platform wasn't ready to go. For those who don't know, DLive, DTube, it was DTube. So DLive may be different, but I'm assuming they're pretty much the same. It's basically decentralized YouTube is what it is. So you can post just about any and all video type of content the same way you would get in a decentralized market like Bitcoin or some type of cryptocurrency project, right? Now, of course, the good thing about it is you can post what you want, uncensored, people can tip you. The bad thing is you can post what you want, uncensored, people can tip you, right? It's that slippery slope of freedom. But here's the thing, just like in the regular monetary system and Bitcoin system and everything else, everybody isn't a criminal. Everybody isn't looking to actually get over on people. We were looking at DTube, I believe at the time, to just circumvent some of the shadow banning that was going on with YouTube. Hey, shout out to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Shout out to you all. Thank you for coming around. But for those who remember in 2016, 2017, they were banning YouTubers and crypto channels and crypto businesses. Anything that had Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, or blockchain in it was getting banned across Google, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, period. They all took a stand against it. And which is why Jack used to originally receive that slander from us, because Twitter were kicking out the very same people that were keeping it alive at the time. But anyway, all that has happened. And with all that happening with DTube and DLive, that came about as a response to all these platforms saying influencers and people in the crypto space couldn't come out and talk about it, and not just crypto, anything else. So these platforms popped up and say, hey, come to our platform, you can stream whatever, and people can tip you. Now, the project still had work to do, so we didn't migrate over, but it looks like some of these projects are picking up. So the point of this for the government, using our taxpayer money in some private secret meeting to come after a streaming platform that allows you to stream what you want, that's called freedom to me. I don't agree they should be going after these type of platforms. And if this is where they're considering the social media platforms, then where does it stop? Because at this point, you're talking about $222 in cryptocurrency tips that a federal government task force is talking about with our taxpayer money. This is crazy to me. Like, they're in a room for 30 minutes an hour, 9, 10, 15 people we paying to talk about $222 because people could video and say what they want on a platform that they can no longer control. You have to remember, back when we were talking that crazy Bitcoin talk when it was only $1,000 and some change, all the government had to do was tap everybody on the shoulder. YouTube blanket bans, Twitter blanket bans, Facebook blanket bans, Google blanket bans. They never thought, just like they didn't think about Bitcoin, instead of using a US dollar, they never thought people could just say, all right, D2, DLive. What was the one that they had basically for Twitter? I forgot. It kind of went out of business. Steam. You know, Steam was supposed to be like a decentralized Twitter/message board. All these other options popped up, and now they're using these other options as basically not necessarily saying it, but saying this is where the criminals hang out at. Like, no, this is where people who don't want to be restricted in any way hang out at. It's pretty simple, but keep on with that narrative. That's what's up. That is what's up. Let's see. I know I'm going to take a peek at some of these comments. I know there's some great comments out there right now. Wallace Thomas says, have to keep investing in Bitcoin consistently. We're not hearing about these corporations purchasing to 3 months later during the quarterly reports. Exactly. Great point. And that's why sometimes the price isn't reflected, or it doesn't seem like it's reflected. Sometimes the price has already been reflected, or if they're buying it over the counter in smaller increments, it won't be reflected until later. But that's a good point. A lot of these companies are only reporting it because of their quarterly reports. So think about the amount of private companies out there. People, the LA Lakers are a mom and pop organization in the eyes of the government. If I remember correctly, they received pandemic relief. And I'm not trying to go to the Lakers. We know it's Lake Show over here. But with that being said, is they don't have to report if they buy Bitcoin. Could you imagine that? Like, could you imagine if a private company the size, hey, I know another private company who doesn't have to report it. The Federal Reserve. What if the Federal Reserve has been buying Bitcoin this whole time? We don't audit them, and they don't have to report it, or they do, but they don't report it. We wouldn't even know the Federal Reserve had actually been using US dollars or printing US dollars and literally buying Bitcoin in the same place. We would not have any idea until it's too late. Just keep that in mind. There we go. Man-made sound said criminals don't use Bitcoin. People do, right? Private Shamar said, most people still don't know what Bitcoin is. Yep. Kairos Action said, lies. Who controls the media? Smoke and mirrors. They want us confused. KB NYC said, crypto and terrorism. Headlines. You knew this was coming. Oh, listen. They're trying to beat it while it's down. Look, they got that nice little dip. Activate. Go in on them. This is all bad. Talk all the nastiness. This is the time to do it. All I have to say is get it out. Get it out, because once this thing rebounds again and pushes past 60K, you know people will jump right back on the wagon. Erica K said, yeah, you called the ship many times. You already know it. Said Guided said, LOL be shaking cats for likes like a bouncer at the door of the club. That's right. Where my likes, pump? I want these likes, people. Nah. Ocon MX22 said, Gemini robbed me of $500 and kicked me off their platform back in 2018. I would love to hear this story, because I'll give it to Gemini. They usually do a pretty decent job, but if they did get you, then let us know the story. I would love to see that. Let's see. Phil G said, did you check out the tax trader link I sent on Twitter? I didn't see it, but I will definitely check it out myself. Let's see. I got a couple more comments popping in. Oh, here we go. Christopher Grandison, and it just scrolled on me as I brought it up. Erica K said, I thought this democracy looks like too much control to me. Same to me. I say it all the time. We should do a broadcast on crypto safe havens. Where can we bounce out to? For sure. We kind of talked about that before. Malta is a good one. Malta has been doing a lot of regulation and building up there for cryptocurrency. Or if you can wait it out for a few more years, people, I'm telling you, it's going to happen. You have to wait it out. There are going to be very wealthy people who are crypto rich, who are Bitcoin and whatever rich. Shill your favorite coin rich, right? And they're going to get their own private islands. They're going to get their own private plots of land. They're going to get their own private areas. And with the amount of money they have, all it takes is one with some big enough cojones. They're going to start their own thing, and they're going to be like, hey, this is the way we do business over here. And I think once we start seeing more of those pop up, and we talk about here, we might see it in the United States, as more people in Congress start to actually be investing in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, as their children starts to invest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, it's going to be just like the, what's the thing everybody's going through right now? Is it heroin or whatever codeine, whatever opiate epidemic we're in right now. It's going to be the same thing. All of a sudden it's important because it's their kids, right? It wasn't a big shout out or cry out when it was crack going on. Once it was opiate and children were involved, they're like, all right, we got to do something. It's going to be the same thing with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Everybody's a criminal right now. The minute they walk in their room, their little 9-year-old, their 13-year-old, this 15, 17-year-old is running a mining facility using their parents' energy, or in there trading millions of dollars worth of crypto on some bot that their parents didn't know they had. The minute that happens and they realize, oh, wow, the rhetoric I have will have my own child in prison, they're going to change it overnight and everything will be cool. Adrian Raffaelli, this is a great question. What are your thoughts on H-bar Hedera? I saw the news as well. I do have thoughts on it. So make sure you check out our Sunday show, Talk Shop Live, on Sundays now at 6 p.m. Eastern. That link will be in the description box after this show later today as well. But Talk Shop Live as well, we'll be talking all altcoins. So I did have comments on Hedera. I've been in Hedera for a little bit. I've talked about it before. And I will talk about that story in those comments on the weekly roundup this Sunday as well. KRBE NYC, the Federal Reserve must be buying Bitcoin. They are not that stupid. I feel the same way. Crypto Commandments said Elon Musk held announcing his Bitcoin holding until the same day China announced failures at their factory. Listen, it's billionaires. Got to play the long game for sure. Let's see. Adrian said, oh, and they're asking about H-bar's success in the past 12 months not reflecting its price. Oh, welcome to crypto. To be honest, this is the first time Bitcoin, well, 2017 when we got the spike, and right now are some of the first few times Bitcoin's price finally reflecting this price. When Bitcoin was in a bear market in 2018, 2019, it made 0 cents. Nothing changed from the tech point of view from 2019 to 2020 when it started pumping. A lot of the tech had already actually been started in 2018, 2019. It was taking off. Again, when you talk about short signatures, cross-atomic swaps, I think those did come out in 2017, but people really didn't know about it until 2018. So when you talk about a lot of this stuff, there was no reason for the price of Bitcoin to be as low as it was, other than external, let's just say external people playing with the price, right? You got governments and news media outlets saying we don't want this thing to live, and they tried to kill it. They tried and failed, by the way, just like they tried and failed with the war on drugs. So can we just stop fighting all these little fake wars? Because please, it's taxpayer money. I'd rather have it back into my crypto. All right, speaking of your money going back into crypto, crypto on-ramp hits Opera browser following simplex integration. Again, more bullish sentiments. The next two stories are about browsers allowing you to onboard crypto or doing things with cryptocurrency. If they're making it this easy, which is only gonna get easier, people, if they're putting crypto on-ramps on your browsers to the point you open up your Chrome browser, you open up Opera, as you can see here, and you say, hey, I wanna buy some more Bitcoin, they're making it so you can do it very easily. Again, that's integration with payment processor. Simplex means Opera browser users now have another route from fiat into crypto. Users of the Opera browser will now be able to purchase cryptocurrencies from directly within the web application following a partnership with Simplex. Founded in 2014, Simplex is a European Union licensed fintech company that provides access to over 50 cryptocurrencies and a principal member of the Visa network. Again, this is really cool to see. Opera browser focus on privacy, sees it come with a free built-in VPN, and in 2020 it became the first browser to allow access to the decentralized web.crypto URLs in combination with unstoppable domains. So here is my question with the Opera browser. Again, this story is new, so I haven't had time to do my due diligence. But since it comes with a built-in VPN, how does the onboarding, the fiat to crypto onboarding actually work? Because right now with crypto onboarding, fiat to crypto onboarding in the United States at least, and for those, that's just literally changing your cash into crypto, changing your cash into Bitcoins. In order to do that at exchanges in most places in the United States, you need to have a compliancy program in place for anti-money laundering, AML, and KYC, know your customer. You need to have all that in place. And VPN don't speak that language. Virtual private networks, for those who don't know, are a way to circumvent, whether it's browsers or wherever you want to travel to online, not knowing your IP address and your location. You'll scramble it to make it look like you're coming from another country. If you got a good one, it makes it look like you're coming from 2 or 3 different countries all at one time, right? But with that, those go against a lot of the rules in terms of, the terms and conditions from logging on to these sites and using these onboard and offboarding methods. It goes against it because the US don't play it. So I just want to know how this is going to work with the Opera browser. Are you going to have to turn the VPN off? Is the VPN actually, or is the browser actually logging the VPN location or your regular IP address location? Like, this is very important because you could essentially be thinking you're using a VPN with this browser, and then through some proxy method, when you actually buy the, when you buy the Bitcoin or whatever, your location and everything's being exposed. So I just don't understand how it's gonna work right now. But they have it up. I'm gonna try to test it out. We're gonna try to check it out. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Is this possible? Can Opera browser have a fiat to crypto on-ramp at the same time using their built-in free VPN? A lot of questions right there on that one for those who know about VPNs. And last but not least for today, Brave, another browser. We know Brave is in competition with Opera. Brave unveils plans for DEX aggregator and NFT wallet in next browser. Wow, big news. Crypto native web browser Brave has unveiled plans for a new wallet boasting an integrated DEX aggregator and NFT functionality. You can see that little wallet there. Crypto powered web browser Brave has unveiled its roadmap 2.0, laying out plans for integrated DEX aggregator and non-fungible token support. Now, we have been partners with Brave in the past. I think we actually still have it in a link where you can use our little code and get in. I think like they send you some free bat or something. It's been like a year or so since we had it, so who knows if it still works, but we still put it in the description box. But again, we used to talk about Brave browsers because they do a great job of keeping, your browsing private, blocking ads and everything. As you log on, it shows you how many minutes and how many ads you've actually blocked throughout your lifetime of using it. And I think this is the next thing we're going to see when it comes to wallets. I think all wallets in the future are going to have space and options for NFTs, right? Because everybody's buying the NFTs right now. That's the craze. Wallets are going to need NFT access and as well as that DEX aggregator. Everybody's going toward DEX. So I think almost every wallet will be able to connect to a DEX. We're already seeing that. And last but not least, people, here's the trading tip. Brave. If Brave unveils this wallet, this DEX token, all this good stuff, they already, unlike some of the other projects who unveiled this first and then came out with a token, Brave has this token, right? The BAT token. It's been out. People have used it. And I think if they unveil all this stuff and it goes well, it works right, I'm assuming you're going to be able to get a percentage discount on that DEX using their token as well. Hopefully they can do something where even with the NFTs, buying and selling, maybe, I don't know, maybe their token can help in some way with that Ether gas price, if there's possibility in that. But regardless, they already have a token. So if this thing kicks off like they want it to, and it does well, this roadmap does well, another 6 to 12 months, we could be seeing that BAT token start to go parabolic. So something to pay attention to. We see what the BNB token is doing with Binance. I'm assuming Brave kind of saw that and was like, hey, we already have a token. We have a community. Let's go ahead and do the same thing. So we'll check it out. Let's see. Yep, Fumble the Face said any self-custody wallets will have keys. Let's see. Ryan Cooper, you must enroll in their Brave Rewards program to get that free BAT payments monthly. That is right. So that's what it is. We're partners with that Brave Rewards program, or we're ambassadors of it. So you can use ours, or you can just enroll in it, and you will get those free BAT payouts monthly. I'm not gonna lie, I never check my BAT payout, so when I do, it is like an aggregate amount or whatever, because I'm pretty sure they roll it over for you since it's such a small amount initially on. Crypto Commandment said Brave had issues with the Tor. It was not encrypting, so all info was available via ISP. I remember that. So Brave had the built-in Tor browser as well. I used it, but that was my thought with it as well. I was like, is it like, are you, like, this is weird. This is really working to this fullest extent. So I would say, whether using Brave or Opera, still have your own Tor and run your own VPN if you want to do those things. Alec G said, I checked my Brave wallet and I got a nice little stack of BAT off these ads. Listen, that's what I'm saying. I haven't checked my Brave wallet in at least a year, honestly. And last time I did check it, I did see I had like all my little things lined up to get accepted. So I needed to go on and do it. Now, I use Brave every day, every time we get on the show. I literally just never accept it for whatever reason. I don't know. Let's see. Yes, P-Man Van said, not your keys, not your cheese. Let's see. Talking about, use the Strike app. It uses the Bitcoin network. There we go. Last couple of comments here. Ethereum gas fees equals GWE. Yeah, I always forget. I appreciate that. Opera has a good Tor buttons that work. You can check your IP. It's good to go. So CryptoQ, I know they have good Tor buttons now. I want to know if their Tor is going to work when you're trying to onboard the fiat to crypto, even with the AML and KYC policies. Because if you're making yourself anonymous, then you would not be compliant with that unless early on Opera's like, dang, bro, we ain't gonna say nothing. You don't say nothing. All right, if they're doing that, which a lot of companies do in this space, and I love it. I'm not mad at it. If that's the gameplay here, I won't even report on it again after today. I'm gonna check it out, and that's what it is. Then that's what it's gonna be. Get your crypto on. Get your fiat into the crypto ecosystem before they come out in 6 months. Like, oh, guys, we gotta get everybody's blood type and fingerprint for the government. They might be giving us that grace period right now. Who knows? All right. Other than that, that is the show for today. I was trying to make sure we have any last minute comments. Make sure you smash that like button, people. Bitcoin Zay was running around today. He'll be back tomorrow with some more crypto news. And of course, check us out on Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern on Talk Shop Live for that altcoin news, for us to answer any questions you may have and to get into more detailed trading strategies. Other than that, smash that like and share. And as always, thanks for